first internship, I would say that is the job. Like that company was Udo Systems Hot Runners, and then
Okay.
after that, I got into a company called Dexprom. It's a mold manufacturing company. It's more about monitoring the data centers. So we need data centers, especially considering AI evolution. I also need to know my mechanical knowledge there. So it's
Yes, yes,
about
yes.
how a generator works, what is UPS, and then what are mechanical systems in an industry, and then what is HVAC, how does HVAC works, heat, ventilation, and air conditioning.
Yes, yes,
These are
yes.
some topics that I touch based in my masters. So the second year is fully based on, you can choose either an internship or a thesis. So I choose an internship along with the thesis document. Second year itself, I started working, and then so sometimes it might be a paid internship. Having this internship experience in the beginning is an added advantage. Like let's say you complete your internship and you already have a company in your CV, so it would be much easier for the country
Penetration.
to choose you. I'm really happy that I chose a Schengen country. That's the thing. Each country has its own ups and downs. But like you said, most of the European countries, they offer free education. So you just need to cover your living expense and other expenses. That's the positive part. They focus more on the quality. They don't want the numbers, or they don't want fame or anything. They just
Nothing.
want their reputation, their
Nothing.
standards. It's very simple. Like
Standards.
keep it simple. The first thing I thought about was language barrier. I thought that, okay, is it going to be an issue? Like, is it going to be in Portuguese? Well,
Okay.
the class was fully based in English. That was
English.
nice. And also the professors were fluent in English. So in Portugal, I chose IPL, so Instituto Politécnico de Leiria. So it's a polytechnic university in Leiria, based in Leiria. So it's somewhere a little bit south to the Portugal capital of Lisbon. So it's
Tell
a
that
master's in product design engineering. So
product
it was
design.
very similar to mechanical. Like
Yes.
so this is of a life cycle of a product, starting from design, marketing until the end, where you reach the
In
client. So a lot of practical knowledge, lot of research, and we're also using the AI in our work now. So here in Europe, they are more advanced. They're trying to incorporate all latest technologies in industries, so that you keep, you're at the top of the work, and then at the top of the trend. It's normal. Everyone will face it. Don't be worried.
exactly.
But if
Yes.
you just keep up the consistency, you will do it. So that's what my parents were really happy about it. And then staying all these years, now I myself naturalized. I'm a naturalized Portuguese. I even got the nationality.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, all of you. My name is Shivaraman, Director of Europe Study Center. We've been creating a lot of awareness for the students as well as parents when it comes to education and career opportunities. Today, we are going to interview our student Selva Ganesh, who went to studies to Portugal and then now currently working in Dublin, Ireland. Selva, welcome to the show, Selva.
Thank you. Thanks for your time and patience for organizing this meeting. And I like this approach of getting feedback from alumni and your students, as you have processed a lot of applications around Europe. So they would be definitely happy to pitch in and let their opinions, for the future aspirants or students who are willing to go abroad and pursue their career.
Exactly,
Um,
Selva.
yeah, I'm happy that I'm one of that candidate. And so to introduce myself, myself is
Yes.
Selva Ganesh. My bachelor's, I basically studied mechanical engineering, and I passed out there 2015. And after that, I also had this thoughts and dreams of pursuing career abroad, and I had many countries in my options. And then it got filtered out one by one based on the reality, and I had my group of friends along, so it was also a good approach, good thought to see how they are thinking uh, about their choice. It's a better idea, and then you get to know how different people think, their thoughts, and you can try to be decisive based on the choices that you have. So as a result, we approached the ESC, and we had a roundtable conference with Sivaraman once, and it was casual and engaging, unlike something unlike someone who when you're meeting a stranger and then you feel this setback, or any setback to that's stopping you to talk freely. So it was a pleasure talking with you that time, and
Thank you.
we then got about the options, and we got some clarity later, and then that's how it started. So, and I and some of my friends personally chose to study in Portugal. And also considering that I did a small research in my bachelor's, and I was in Lisbon already. So I got to know a little bit about the country before. So that's why I went ahead with the option. And so I started the master in 2015. So I didn't have any professional experience before, getting to the masters. So
Masters. Okay.
I was totally new. So right after my bachelor's, after getting the convocation, I just flew to the country for the masters, and that was fresh. It was positive and negative in both sides. Like the positives are like I had the opportunity soon to take the masters, and then different country, different culture, and working with different, studying with different people around, having this inclusion earlier stages of my life, and yeah, it was a good journey. And yeah, like once we are going through the conversation, I'll let you know the struggles and
No, sure.
all
Of course,
the aspects.
as I was telling you in the pre-talk, Selva, parents, they come to our office, sir. We don't have much requests, sir. We have only very small requests. What is the request? The study should be very easy. My son should earn hell a lot of money. That's like, it's not a Rajinikanth movie, it happens just like that. That's why, I started this concept of requesting you guys to come and do an interview, so that people, even when I'm talking to you before this interview, I got a message in my YouTube with one of the interviews. Sir, I am 11th standard student, really inspired with all your student interviews, not with my speech, what you said, because they are just younger to you, maybe
Yeah.
7 years, 8 years, whatever. But imagine, you knowing all these information during your school time. I guess where you are right now, you would have been here 3-4 years before itself. So, meaning to say, information is wealth. So, I know that it's been a long time you did your masters, but still we will slightly recollect. Compared to your other friends, they would have gone for campus placements or some jobs, etc., etc. What made you to think, I guess I need to pack my bags and explore and study?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So initially, during my bachelor's, as you said, like a lot of my friends, they were, getting placed in these high-tech companies, IT companies around. But then I was kind of here on the other side, getting nervous, like, oh my God, what should I do now? I think my time is running, things like that. It's normal for people to have such thoughts, and
Obviously.
and then I also had this thought, like, okay, I think I should study. I am capable to study further, like doing a
Super.
master's. And then I wanted to see how I can explore after that. Like I can try to get into an industry, and then how to get the skill based knowledge. That's what now it's all about. And as you know that just getting a degree isn't sufficient. It will just get
Exactly.
you something behind your name. And that is, if I ask, if in reality, people where I worked with, they never had even a bachelor's, and they are at way high senior positions than me. And
Exactly. Look at
yeah,
it.
that. But if you look at their groundwork is so hard. Like if you to approach any practical solutions, they have way more experience than like what you are approaching, because that they learned it the hard way. Like everyone learned it in their own methodologies. So that's how I initially. So the getting back to your question, so I already had this in my mind, like I wanted
Super.
to pursue masters, and then
Excellent.
as everyone thinks, budget is one of the major concern, the first one. So I am also one of such families that I couldn't afford more. So first of all, I went to this induction program with the ESC, and then I got to know, like, okay, we have choices, and then we can see how it works. And then after that, I made a calculated risk. even though it's risky for me, I made a calculated risk. And but now that I'm happy that the only thing that I'm proud of is I took a loan on my name, and then
Super.
I'm able to complete every single money, like pay everything by my own. And I'm very proud of it, because I wouldn't say I don't want to compare, but usually there are some families who are more who can afford more, and they don't have a problem about money. So their families take care about it, they totally by them, by the families itself. But then I had this opportunity to do, because everything is on myself, so I took the risk, and then I'm happy to see that I come here now. I'm here now. um,
Selva, I like the way that you said, not just risk, calculated risk it has to be. What are the
Yeah.
pros and cons? If the positives are more compared to the negatives, then we can term that as a calculated risk. And I wanted to ask you this question. Of course, indirectly you answered it. Putting aside the financial aspects, I still feel, brother, studying in a European public university is far more superior than studying in a UK or Ireland or Australia or New Zealand. Even putting aside that lakhs and lakhs or crores of money. And that's why I just always promote Schengen countries. Now, looking back at your journey, you're happy that you choose a Schengen country, right, for your master's?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy that I chose a Schengen country. That's the thing. So each country has its own ups and downs. But like you said, most of the European countries, they offer free education. So you just need to cover your living expense and other expenses. That's the positive part. So, but like you said, we have options, and then we have opportunity for taking this calculated risks. And that's how. And in regards to your question, UK is now is facing a lot of criticism, and they're not in a better position because of this high paid education there. And it even came out in BBC that they relied on this high paid international students that
Exactly.
are coming to do masters.
Yes. And just to add to it, when the quality of education is not there, why we should sell our ancestral properties and go abroad? Before this interview, I just saw an ad, okay? That agent is talking like, oh, in Tamil I will say, UK la padicha, ivolo sambarikalama. That all nonsenses. In none of my interviews, Bala, including this interview, we will not be talking about what you are earning, this, that. Why should we even talk about it? Because earning depends on skill set. Okay, how to develop that skill set is what we should talk and motivate the youngsters. So, and also look at the lakhs and lakhs of students entering this particular country, meaning UK or Australia and all those things. Whereas when you take a Schengen country, the count is always in 3 digits. Most of the countries, less than 300 students only they accommodate in a year. Entire country, I mean. So that way, they focus more on the quality compared to the quantity. Wonderful. So then,
those universities are like more. They wanted, like you said, they are focused more on the quality. They don't want the numbers, or they don't want fame or anything.
Nothing.
They just want their reputation, their standards. It's very simple. Like keep it simple. You be at your standard. Like if you do your work well, you don't need to promote your college or things like that. That's what most of the universities focus there.
Exactly. And that is why in this interview, I don't talk about Europe Study Center. We did this, we did that. No, the interview is all about Selva's life journey. So then, okay, you reached, so which university you studied, meaning, and then what program you studied in Portugal?
So, yeah, so in Portugal, I chose IPL, so Instituto Politécnico de Leiria. So it's a polytechnic university in Leiria, based in Leiria. So it's somewhere a little bit south to the Portugal capital of Lisbon. And so initially my journey, like I thought that like everyone thinks, no, when you enter a different country, like you would see that you're the only one who's foreigner. But in my case, we were like a group, like I was surrounded by many nationalities. So I didn't even feel that I'm abroad. Like I felt home and then we were also based in an accommodation close to university.
Super.
So even there, like I got many friends, like even from India, everywhere. And so initially it was really good. And the college timings were also different. Like I had to do college in my at the evenings, late evenings, from
Yes,
7 to 12.
I was about to
Yeah,
ask you because only IPL
yeah,
era, has a weird college timing. So talk about it,
exactly.
please.
Yeah, so it was from 7 until 12, and it was very different initially to accept that approach, because usually we were practiced to our college from 8 to 5 or 9 to 4, some things like that. And then here on the opposite side, initially it was challenging to get adapted to this schedule, because for the first few months we get really sleepy sitting there, like and then later we got to train our mind. Okay, this is our schedule. We need to start preparing way like that. And the learnings are really module based. So it's like the professor will upload all the learnings into a module. You can go about it everywhere, wherever you can sit, and you can open online portal and you can start learning.
Wow.
So it's a very accessible approach, and mainly it's more practical. So it's for me it was like a shocker, like in India, the learning where I did my master's, sorry, the bachelor's,
Bachelor's.
we had a lot of laboratory experience as well, but it was more theoretical. So it was more elaborative, lot of writing, lot of reading. But here, it's way totally different look. So here, you need to refer a lot of articles, like a lot of research publications, even in your projects. So in every single assessment that I made, so it was just, for example, if you use any mathematics in your subjects like material sciences or anything like that, you have a formula sheet to refer. But anything else, you don't have anything other than that. You don't have anything, like you don't need to write like paragraphs of answers for a semester exam like we used to do in India. So here it's just like you write it in 2 words. What is your understanding on that? That's what it is about.
Super.
And yeah, approaching my projects, like in my curriculum,
Sorry
we had.
to interrupt. What is the title of your master program? Tell that.
So it's a master's in product design
Product
engineering.
design.
So it was very similar to mechanical.
Yes.
Like so this is of a life cycle of a product, starting from design, marketing until the end, where you reach the client. So we had touch based in every single aspects. And my favorite was designing, because I had this CAD and solid works designing things in my mind. Like I wanted to always design
Wow.
some components in a computer, like in a computer software. But this one it covered every single topics, like how do you market a product? For example, if you make a pen, how do you market it out?
Very
And how do
interesting,
you
right?
find your, yeah, how do
Very
you find
interesting.
your competitors? And what is SWOT analysis? We never learned this in like where in back in India, we don't know what kind of approach to take. So it's a lot of learning and research. And one major thing for me was referring to research articles, sitting in a library and reading things. I never did this in in my in India. So I was assigned with a project mate, and she was from Brazil.
Wow.
And
Nice.
yeah, we had to do this project together. And then we never, I never knew that I had to sit in a library, like see what kind of previous works they did uh, related to my project, and then write a report on my own. So this was really challenging for me. And after I, slowly took that step and started spending time more in library than we used to study in home all the time. Remember, even in college, we never used to sit in the library and study for things. And I took this approach, and yeah, in the mornings I used to be in library, and then in the evenings I'll go to college. So
That's how
this
it
is
is.
how it was during
In,
my masters.
in India, even if I find some students at the library, it's strange, I see them sitting and writing record notes there. What's the point in writing record
Yeah.
notes sitting inside the library? I feel like, okay, that's how it is. So you kind of slowly adjusted to the European education system, right? Slowly, steadily by the
Yeah,
first semester or so.
exactly. Yeah, so first semester, and then it was nice. Like even we had a course called sustainability engineering.
Yes.
It was really challenging, and the professor, she was really friendly. But then for the exam, we had like the book that she generally referred. It had 700 pages, and it's really challenging. And then like, but most of her classes was like more in practical approach.
Super.
So a lot of masters is not easy. That's what I want to like initially say this,
Exactly.
because get used to this.
People should watching this interview, but at the same time, if you are focused enough, if you are dedicated enough,
exactly. Yeah,
you have a classic
that's what
example
it's
in
not.
front of us, Selva.
Yeah, like I'm not scaring anyone like for future generations. I'm just saying that it is realistically not easy, but if you train your mind, like if you put your 100% effort and focus, it is definitely you can get there. So
And
that is what.
life is once, right? We have to push ourselves, right, to all these
Yeah,
little challenges. At least you don't want to
exactly.
take any challenges, then how do you get rewards?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so initially, it is initially, if you think about, like, you can just attend the class and then just listen to few topics, and if you write the notes and you can clear this off, it's not like that. It's already training. Masters is already training yourself for the real environment. When you get out of the college, you will now do things by yourself. When they ask
Exactly.
you something, you will go get it by yourself. Like, so you will get that mentality. That's what professors are training you for. So
Exactly.
getting back there, like these challenges, one by one that I face, like different timings and then different method of study, different approach. And like you said, I never had to write record notes in this master's. So there was less writing, always about taking, notes in my computer and then, thinking and, different approach in total.
Efficient way of learning instead of just doing it for the namesake. That is how
Yeah.
education should be.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, how helpful and how knowledgeable the professors were at IP Lira, Portugal?
Yeah, so obviously I need to address this. The first thing I thought about was language barrier. I thought that, okay, is it going to be an issue? Like, is it going to be in Portuguese?
Okay.
Well, the class was fully based in English.
English.
That was nice. And also the professors were fluent in English. They were able
Yes.
to help. And the only challenge I got to know later was you can do that everything in English. You can get your masters. Every staff they were friendly. Professors were friendly in approach. Whatever doubts that you have, but also there's one thing about that. So whenever you go approach a professor asking for a doubt, you should first do the small research on that as well. So it's
Exactly.
not like you're casually stepping into his office like, can you brief me about this one? That he's gonna ask you back questions like, did you take a look at that? Like, he's gonna ask you a couple more questions. So then you have to be prepared for this.
You cannot go and stand
Exactly.
there like a blunt pencil. You have to sharpen
Ex
yourself
ex
and be to the
exactly.
point.
Yeah, exactly. So and also it was funny, like one of my yeah. No, like I was saying that so we got to know these tips and tricks. Like for example, like you said, we had an assessment and we had to write an assessment for an hour. And then one of my friend had written an answer for a question like almost a page. And then we were at the professor after the assessment, we were at the professor's office discussing, and he just looked at us and then like, I just need these two words. That's all. I don't need the whole elaboration. And like, so this is what it is about learning. Like, you keep learning how the different methodologies that they take, and then different totally education system. But the professors, I
Exactly.
would like to really appreciate that they're really friendly,
Yes.
helping.
And when we have such professors in our country, I promise you, single child I will not send abroad.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Like
Single
all these,
student I will not send. Why should I send?
yeah.
Why? Why would I do that? What is not there in our country? Tell me. We have everything. But the problem is, qualified, dedicated, industry level connected professors is what is the need of the hour. So
Yeah.
that is why, I've been sending all these thousands and thousands of students abroad. Okay. Now coming to the next point. So I still remember IPL era is only 1 year of subjects. Second year is fully project. Talk about that.
Yeah. So the second year is fully based on, you can choose either an internship or a thesis. So I choose an internship along with the thesis document. So I had an opportunity, and then so how to get to those companies. So that also you should be doing it by yourself. So you should first like take a list of companies around based on manufacturing sector or production sector, and see you can pitch in your resume to them, and professor will be your POC, point of contact, and then he'll make this easier. Like he will be the facilitator in between. So if any company is interested in picking some candidates, they will reach out to your POC, and then he will set up this meeting and get this process. So similarly, my professor and myself, we got a company there who supplies the manufacturing systems, components for molding. This called hot runners. And then I got there, and so I got already trained to their industry schedule. So they were very specific, and they told me it's going to be from 8 to 5. And
Okay.
then I had to contribute more of their work, and then later part I had to write this document on what I am doing there. Like I have to pick any topic from my project and try to see if I can improvise something there for the company. That was my thesis about.
So
And
literally in the second year itself, you started working.
yeah, so second year itself I started working, and then so sometimes it might be a paid internship, sometimes it might be a free internship. For any candidates, I'm just advising, don't be worried about if it's paid or unpaid.
In your case, how it was?
So my case, it was a minimum paid internship. Like
Okay, it was paid.
they would provide,
Something,
paid
covering up your
internship.
expenses to a certain extent.
Covering up my
And
expenses.
still you are in the
So
second year only, right? You are still studying only. So whatever you get is like a bonus.
yeah, it's a bonus actually. So
And
it was around.
and
Yeah, go
Selva,
ahead.
I could confidently say only IPL era has this 1 year study and 1 year project work. Because all the other universities, 99%, it's like 1.5 years of studies and last 6 months of projects. So in that way, IPL era is very special.
Yeah, exactly. So I heard that even some of my friends who, like you said in the beginning, I had my friend in University of Limerick, and he himself told that there's no such kind of program there, and it's very different. Like people, like different universities taking different approach,
Different
and
approach.
yeah. So
So
I would say having this internship experience in the beginning is an added advantage. Like let's say you complete your internship and you already have a company in your CV. So it would be much easier for the
penetration.
country to choose you. Yeah.
So
Since you have the industry knowledge.
okay, so the second year internship. So the university helped you to find a company, right? Your POC, your point of
Yeah.
contact.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is amazing, right? A university coming forward and making the student work in a company from your second year. I feel it's like a dream come true, which many
Yeah.
kids don't get this opportunity. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
See, we kind of verify all these parameters and then only send a student maximum possible so that you're comfortable enough to move across the stages. So, which year you finished your masters?
So I completed around 2018 May, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
So I had this bit of extra time because I had to write a detailed document for
Yeah.
my thesis, and then
You've
it
been
was
working also, so I could understand.
working as well. It's not
Double
easy
work.
to finish it out. Yeah,
That's what I was
exactly.
about to say. It's like a double work. But when you are at the age of 22, 23, when you don't go through these challenges at that time, you will not get the
Yeah,
benefits at this time right now. So more the
true
challenges,
that.
better the benefits. So after your degree, when did you start your job search, and tell us about your professional life?
Yeah, so after my degree, like after I passed out in 2018, and then I started to work in few other companies in Portugal, mainly based in mold systems. The companies that manufactures the bumpers, front and rear bumpers for the automotives, for many reputed cars.
What was your first job? What's your company's name? What was your designation? First job in Portugal
So the,
after your masters.
so first internship, I would say that is a job. Like that company was Euro Systems Hot Runners,
Okay.
and then after that, I got into a company called Dexprom. It's a mold manufacturing companies.
Yeah, more about your professional life. For example, the current designation that you are employed with and working with. Can you tell us the audience about your roles and responsibilities in your company, Amazon, currently?
Yeah, so my role is more like it's more about monitoring the data centers. So we need data centers, especially considering AI evolution. We need a lot of memory and space to utilize all those machine learnings, all these advanced technologies. And also we need all those data centers for enterprise support. Like if you go now if you want to buy a product in Amazon, you're hitting Amazon.com and you're choosing those products, right? We need to maintain those availability for the
Available.
websites. So it's more about and how these data centers work. And the funny thing is, this job, when I entered this job, I also need to know my mechanical knowledge there. So
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
about it's about how a generator works, what is UPS, and then what are mechanical systems in a in a industry, and then what is HVAC, how does HVAC works, heat, ventilation, and air conditioning.
Yes, yes, yes.
These are some topics that I touch based in my masters.
Masters.
So it's helping me here in a job here. So it's not like
Yeah, it's
you, you-
exactly,
yeah, exactly.
and it's helping you, and you are with the way that you express itself, I can understand you are enjoying your job.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot of practical knowledge, lot of research, and we're also using the AI in our work now. So the here in Europe, they are more advanced. They're trying to incorporate all latest technologies in industries, so that you keep, you're at the top of the work, and then at the top of the trend. That is what about
Exactly.
it's a constant learning in life, I would say. And hopefully we everyone I would like everyone to keep up that, and then so that we can shine in our future careers.
Exactly, brother. As you rightly said, without using the latest tools, you are never going to go forward. You will always be at the back end of the spectrum. You have to use the latest tools, keep learning, at least little by little. Compared to last month to this month, you have to be a reformed person. That is how the rapid development in the technological aspect is concerned. But this is possible for you, with your permission, I would like to say, because the exposure that you had during your education and during your time in Europe, it kind of prepared you for a lifelong learning. Is it not, Selva?
Yeah, so the time I spent, I would say this hard work I put like 7 years or 6 years in the same country. So that has prepared me much better, like to face a challenge. Even though like everyone, I faced every single challenge. Like uh, I wasn't at a job for a while, and then I got an opportunity. I took some breaks. I think it would be common for everyone in their personal life.
Yes.
But the thing is that when you go and approach for a company and we're sitting at an interview, you wouldn't be nervous again because you already went through this and you know what are the things that's going to be expected. So it's just pushing forward and considering this knowledge that you took, the different exposure that you had, different countries that you worked, and then the way they work, and then how you put your thought process there, is going to help you in every single company when you apply. So because in an interview, they're just going to ask, what do you think about this? How would you encounter this? If you have this situation, what are you going to do? And they're not going to ask like, what is A plus B? What is X plus Y?
Yes,
So
yes.
it's not about that. So this knowledge, when you're trained to this knowledge, like 4 5 years, you'll be an expert. You can crack any interview, and then it's not a rocket science. That's what I'm saying. Initially, it might seem like a big cloud, like in front of you, masters. Oh my God, how am I going to do this? But slowly, when you keep taking one step by step, like you said, it's just closer to you.
Yes. Critical thinking and problem solving ability and
Yeah,
taking decisions at the right moment, at the right time. This is what companies want, right? That's
yeah,
that's how it is. And by far you can achieve these qualities through education. So that's why we encourage kids to study, and that is also the motive of this particular interview. So two last questions. So looking at all your journey, how happy your parents are right now?
yeah. My parents are really happy. Like, like the call that I made to say that, Amma, this is my last payment towards my loan. She felt really happy. Yeah, and I took all these risks, and then I could crack this off myself. Even all the hardships that I faced, like it's normal, everyone will face it. Don't be worried.
Exactly.
But if
Yes.
you just keep up the consistency, you will do it. So so that's what my parents were really happy about it. And then staying all these years, now I myself naturalized. I'm a naturalized Portuguese. I even got the nationality. So it's really
Wonderful.
helpful after.
So you got
Yeah.
your Portugal citizenship.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Congratulations. And
Thank
also,
you.
I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I feel, you are like, whatever happens, I shall see to it. Basically, you're a little calm, right?
Yeah, basically it'll come like even though I'm a normal person, I even worry a lot, but still I try to okay, it's about just accepting and then we'll try to do things better. So
Better.
we still have our skill and our knowledge, whatever we learned with us. So that's what I'm.
And also, I feel, after talking to you for almost 45 minutes, I feel once you don't get something, I think you will spend your time alone, read more about it, and somehow master it. I think so.
Yeah, I used to do it actually. Yeah,
Yes, I
like
could
I
read
used
it.
to.
From the way you expressed yourself, I felt like this guy, if he doesn't get something, he will push everything aside and learn
Yeah,
that, then only move to the next one. Correct?
yeah, you're right
Okay,
actually.
good. Very nice, man. Wonderful. I feel that's how it has to be. And I'm sure this interview is going to motivate a lot of people. And one more question that I wanted to ask you was, all your success and currently working here and doing all these things in Ireland, without focus towards the task, you would have not achieved what you have achieved today. So please tell the younger generation, the young audience watching these interviews, how important it is to stay focused towards the task. Task in the sense to go abroad to study. So please talk about that also.
Yeah, so I definitely want to say that so like everyone, we all want to enjoy, we all want to be happy, and then we all want to, explore different like, culture, like make friends with people. That's all normal. But um, keep in mind that we also have a purpose. So we also need to, get a degree. We also need to complete what we also need to know what we came for. It's not about thinking about it every day and then getting worried. It's just about keeping that in mind. So you be happy, you enjoy, participate in events in your masters, talk with different people, understand how they, what their life is, and then, make friends, make a lot of friends, I would say. That will really help you. Not only one major thing I want to say is not only when you're abroad, not only make Indian friends, always make friends with other people, like foreigners. That's how
More
you will
exposure.
learn
Correct. Yeah.
more exposure. If you sit with the same guy next to you for the whole 2 years, you're not going to get any exposure. So go with them, go out with them, understand them, like understand the culture. It's not only going to help you for work, it's about not only going to help you for the masters, it's about work. Because
Holistic.
in an office setup, you have to be inclusive. If you practice this way, you're not going to be the same way other side. So that's my advice. And then yeah, be happy, enjoy, and then yeah, just keep in mind, focus on the purpose, so you'll get
Yes.
there.
Yes, as same like Selva, be calm and composed. And I feel you've also been pushing your limits, right? Every levels, slightly, slightly, slightly. And the beginning of the interview, he said a beautiful terminology. Calculated risk. Don't
Calculated
take
risk, yeah.
any risk without calculation. Spend less, learn more, believe in skill development, don't believe in lack of jobs. This is what we always wish to say. So thank you so much. It was, great talking to you.